Sometimes I think having an opinion is kind of useless. I'm just one person with one opinion. How far is this opinion really gonna make waves? And from a single individual's point of view, like, sure, that does kind of make sense. But, finding a good why to be like, okay, sure, that makes sense, but let me go ahead and do this other thing anyway. Um, I think that's kind of a big deal. And for me, something that seems to really matter for me is how did I put it? I think it's wise for the public, the people, the average people, the laymen, whatever you want to call it. I think it's good for the public to be more in control of the collective consciousness. I think, and I don't think many people would really super duper argue with this these days, that the collective consciousness of at least people in the U.S. is not ran or dictated, but it's heavily influenced by social media shit, like just whatever shit you're gonna see on a screen, basically. um shit, even this is on a screen, but I mean more like, you know mass influential shit, like the fucking obvious, like the news, right? I don't think anyone, unless you're like 55, is like, yeah, then let me really pay attention to the fucking news. This matters. No. Um, but I do think, even if it's like the smallest, tiniest little ripple that you get out by having an opinion, or kind of like standing up a little bit for what kind of matters, I think any little ripple that will affect the collective consciousness of, thinking the entire country is pretty crazy, but like, maybe your one area, like your local area, and then maybe eventually, like, ideally, right, like it continues to ripple out. But you know if you're like, if you're a serious, like, earnest individual, you have other people's best interests at heart, shit like that, then I really do think doing what you can to try and make those ripples, I think those matter. I think it can add up, and maybe throughout your lifetime, maybe you'll make a small percentage, super small percentage of a difference, but your ripple effect could very well, like, reach into one person who can, like, make a bigger ripple, and then that person can, like, really reach and, like, be, specifically further moved by what you could have done for them, and then their ripple kind of goes off into, like, a bigger ripple. Like, this is kind of the idea. I don't think it's good for the collective consciousness to really be used and abused. I'm sure some people could say what I'm referring to is like the Matrix type shit, right? But I think it's also good to just kind of think about things from a slightly different angle. Just see what you can continue to pull, like look under the rock and see what's hiding under the rock there. Um, so yeah, sure. I can definitely see the Matrix and this collective consciousness thing being pretty similar, but yeah, the collective consciousness, I think probably would make you feel more like you're working with more people, like you're really doing it for the collective of everybody. Whereas, like, if you're thinking a little more Matrix oriented, you're thinking a little bit more like us versus them, which in some situations I'm sure is fine, but in other situations probably isn't ideal. So try to take care of the collective consciousness. I know I'm speaking into the void to do what I can. So